Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business. As always, let's start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. Guides and spirit team, talk to me about these beautiful Geminis here in Leo season. What energies, messages, insight can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in early August 2024. What's going on with my good friends here? And spirit team, there we go. Thank you very much. Okay, so there is something here about what you're attaching your energy to, or energetic cords and connections, very strong with this first card. And it is a card that can connect to partnerships as well, but to me it's more about what you're giving your energy to in this time, and we'll talk about that in depth. Before we do though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So pictured on this card, we see that man, he's standing there. There's a woman coming out of a mirror, but not in a creepy horror movie type of way. To me, this card does imply distance, whether it's two people that are separated by a distance, or there's like emotional distance even. We could go any route with that, but to me it always implies the energetic connection that's between people. And it's not just people, in my personal opinion and experience. When we form bonds with people, when we form bonds, whether it's with family members, children, ancestors, loved ones, you name it, there is an energetic exchange happening when this shows up. So spirit might be saying like, hey, are you giving a little too much energy to something? Are you not giving enough energy towards someone or something? Is there some sort of imbalance? Now, for some of you, this might just be spirit telling you like, hey, there's still an energetic connection between you and another individual. But we don't have to get too intense with that. I always believe that there is an energetic exchange, and that could even happen with like places we love to be. So we're just going to leave that as it is for now. We'll see if these themes show up within the reading itself. Let's get into tarot. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading at all. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my lovely Geminis. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a bit of an intense energy for you last week. Reading was titled A Big Rejection. Now, does that mean that someone was about to reject you in one way or another? Not necessarily. For some of you, it could have been rejecting a certain behavior. It could have been rejecting a certain habit or even thought process. But the big energy that showed up multiple times last week was someone like putting a wall up, saying, I don't know about this. So let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it is for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my lovely Geminis here. Guides and spirit team, what is happening for my good friends? Thank you. Okay, so we are starting with the 7 of Swords. That's something we are absolutely going to want to take a look at further. Okay, whether this be a warning or whether it just be mystery, we're not going to judge it just yet, right? Because there's still a lot of cards to pull. There's a lot of reading left. Let's get 2 more cards out. So what do we have for Gemini? What do we have? Okay, Temperance. Taking your time with something could be very important. This could also be very, very strong spiritual protection for a big chunk of you. Like with the 7 of Swords and now Temperance right next to it, there's a strong insulation here. Let's get one more out, then we'll really piece it together. What do we have here for my Geminis? Very strong angelic energy, which I like. All right, 10 of Pentacles. That's good. That's very good. So I feel like this reading, either it's going to be a mixed bag or it's going to be a lot of reassurance for a lot of you with that 10 of Pentacles on the back end. So yeah, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, we do have a little mixture of elements happening here. We have some air, we have some fire, we have some earth. Now, this could be different situations, it could be different aspects of the same thing. Notice that there is a lot of protection, there's a lot of positivity, but there's also unknowns showing up here. So I feel like this reading might be a little complex. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number 1, we have the Seven of Swords. So if you read yourself or you watch tarot, you know that this is generally seen as a harsh card. Now, I always mention that every card has positives and challenges. When it comes to the challenges of the Seven of Swords, it could represent someone that you need to keep an eye on. It could represent someone that's keeping secrets. There's a secrecy to this card. Sometimes it represents people that are like thieves or someone that's very difficult to trust. So this could be representing trust issues. But I always say with the Seven of Swords, we don't always have to go the most negative route with this card, because it could just be something that's unseen, something that's out of our view right now. It could be something we don't know. So whether it's an unexpected thing, whether it's a surprising thing, talk, situation, we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, this doesn't just have to be an untrustworthy individual or someone keeping secrets. To me, it's just a bit of the unknown. Now, that is the reason why I love the next card even extra. That's coming up right next to it. We have a beautiful Temperance card. Now, this is the card that does represent the Sagittarius collective. So you might be connected to the Sagittarius when this card is here. And notice that the Archangel Michael is depicted on this card. So that's the defender. So when I see it, I always say, like, listen, there's a strong spiritual protection and insulation around you. So this is a lovely energy to pull. But what are some of the other things we think about with Temperance? It's a card of taking your time, not rushing. This is a card of patience. I also say, since the Archangel there is doing some alchemy with those cups, there could be something that's building up behind the scenes. So just know, like with certain things or situations you might be going through, even if it seems calm and serene on the surface, there could be a lot going on underneath. There could be a complexity with this card. So we'll see what's up with that. Now, when it comes to the challenges of the Temperance card, this could sometimes represent frustration. Someone where it's like, okay, this isn't changing quick enough. This isn't moving quick enough. So there could be some sort of frustration. We'll see when we get to it. Now, on to the back end, we have a beautiful, lovely card. We have the Ten of Pentacles, beautiful earthy energy. This could represent a big focus on the monetary, the home, the family, the career. This card really rules over all of that, but it doesn't just have to be. It's happiness. All tens in tarot represent the close of a cycle, the ending. This is like a happy ending. I also say that this is expansive energy, so it's like a level up. This is a win or a victory if we've ever seen one. So when we see the way this energy flows from like, yeah, there's unknown, but there's also patience and something building up, we have a card that everything is going to be okay. It's a beautiful, happy ending. Now, when we get to the challenging aspect of this Ten of Pentacles, as with most earthy cards, it could represent delays. It could represent frustration, similar to the Temperance card, where it could be something that's testing your patience, where something might not be moving as quick as you'd like it to. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not like a stubborn person or a situation. But I want to dive deeper on all of this, Gemini, so let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here from my lovely Gemini friends and see what's happening. My guides, what's going on here? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Swords. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Gemini, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What's going on with my Geminis? Why is the Seven of Swords in the mix? Eight of Wands. Okay, so to me, this is pretty clear cut. I feel like it's coming in one or two ways. For a portion of you, this could absolutely be an unexpected or a surprising talk or conversation that you weren't expecting to have, especially when we mix the mystery in with the Eight of Wands. That's one of the biggest cards of communicating and talking. But for a small portion of you, if you're going through a difficult time, this could be learning about what someone was trying to keep hidden as well. So keep that in mind. There could be revelations in this time where you catch some news or information that you didn't hear before, where it's like, oh, okay, now that starts to make sense, especially about people you may have been very skeptical of. So keep that in mind. I feel like that's a very big energy. Also, when we add the fire and air, that's a very explosive combination. So with like the mystery and the way all of this is thrown, I feel like it's either one or the other, even both for some of you. Eight of Wands is one of the fastest movers. The arrows cutting through the sky. I don't necessarily feel like this is someone's actions or what they're doing right now. I feel like it is coming in the way of communication. So again, for some of you, whether it's something someone was trying to keep hidden being revealed to you, or it could even just be that unexpected or surprising talk or conversation. It's showing up here in a very, very powerful way. Now, I don't necessarily feel like it's anything to be too nervous about. That's the one thing I will say, especially since we have Temperance right next to it and 10 Pentacles. We'll have to see how this all like plays out and stacks up against each other. But this is very simple. Okay, so either information coming to light and being revealed, or that talk we were already discussing. So let's see what Temperance has to say. For a portion of you, maybe this is something that already happened, right? Like especially with Temperance, a card of healing right next to it. Maybe it's like something that came to light or some words that were said that may have left some sort of mark. So let's see what's up with Temperance, then we'll keep moving further. So let's move in on that beautiful Archangel Michael there. Let's see what the Protector has to say for you. Why is Temperance in the mix for my Geminis? Thank you. Lovers in reverse. Okay, so for a lot of you, I feel like this could be advice. So we do have the Lovers in reverse, and this has some extra significance because it is a Gemini card. Okay. Notice this also has an Archangel. It has the Archangel Raphael in reverse. So for some of you, you could be within a healing journey, a time of healing. And it's very important to recognize that and know that there's certain things that should not be rushed in this time, where it's like, okay, well, take your time. There is no rush. Slow it down. Like you don't have to like go from 0 to 100. For a portion of you, regardless of what shows up in regards to this conversation, I feel like you should try your best not to give too strong of a reaction. So keep that in mind. If this does come to pass and someone pops up out of nowhere or a conversation pops in that you weren't expecting, don't react too heavily to it. I don't know why that message is coming through, so just take it for whatever it's worth. Now, the Lovers in reverse, aside from the Gemini energy, when this shows up, it could speak about issues between two people that care for each other very deeply. So in this time, if you are not seeing eye to eye with a very specific person, I think a little space could be necessary. Keep that in mind, like you might need a little space from an individual. But if that's not the case, when I see Temperance here with the Lovers in reverse, this is absolutely Spirit acknowledging that they're there for you and with you during a time of healing. Or the big message that I'm picking up here is there should be no rush in regards to something. Like slow it down, take your time, take it easy. Don't be reactionary, if that makes sense. So let's keep moving. This coming through in a very unique way. Let's see what 10 of Pentacles has to say. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the 10 of Pentacles here for my lovely Gemini friends? Please. Let's see what's happening. Okay. Okay. So we do have the 6 of Swords, but it's in reverse underneath this 10 of Pentacles. And I know I've been preaching patience. It's easier said than done, right? Especially for a beautiful air sign like yourself. I'm a fire sign, and I know the same with air signs. Generally, we're result-driven individuals, right? Like we like to see progress. We like to see results. When I see the 6 of Swords in reverse underneath the 10 of Pentacles, there is something you might be going through or something that pops up that like it can't be rushed. Like for one reason or another, it's like, okay, well, this is something that either needs to be dealt with very slow and steady, or this is not a process that it's going to be over in a snap of a finger. It's coming through like that. Now, I am seeing some energies within this spread that slightly problematic, right? Like the sky's not falling or anything like that, but it's Spirit telling you to hang in there, stay positive, and don't rush something straight up. Now, this is also a card that could represent things returning. That's another thing I will mention, because the 6 of Swords is usually moving towards or away from something. When it's in reverse, especially under the 10 of Pentacles, a lot of you, this could be an energy that's cycling back around and returning. I've been seeing that for a few different signs. I think I saw that for you a few weeks ago as well. So just keep that in mind. It's still within this big swath of time that there could be various individuals, people, or situations revisiting you for one reason or another. Okay, there is an energy of something returning. But aside from that, there's also situations that can't be rushed. Like even if you wanted to, it's like, oh no, this needs to play out. Something needs to play out in a very specific way for a very specific reason. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, Gemini. This reading came through in some intriguing different layers, but if you kindly look in the box before we get into the shadow card, position number one, we have the Seven of Swords with the Eight of Wands, and a few messages came through here. First, I said this could be something being revealed or information where you receive some information about a situation where it's like, ah, I knew it, like one of those. Things coming to light, possibly, whether that's something that's still affecting you or happens in this time, it's possible. But another thing I'm seeing here is a talk or conversation that comes completely out of nowhere. So like a surprising or unexpected one. So keep that in mind. That might happen. Now, as we move to the center, we have Temperance with the Lovers in reverse. There could be some issues. You might need some space between you and another individual. That feels healthy there for one reason or another. But if that's not the case, when I see this all linked together, there's, again, situations that you need to be very patient about it, patient with it, know that you are spiritually protected and being insulated. But there's also a message here of Spirit saying, like, don't be too reactive. Don't react too much to it. There's something that could be coming up where you just need to act okay. You need to act calm about it. Again, easier said than done. Moving to the back end, we have the 10 of Pentacles with the Six of Swords. Couple of main messages here. This could be a situation or something you're going through where even if you wanted to, it can't be rushed. It's something that needs to play out for one reason or another. But if that's not the case, there is a big energy of something possibly revisiting you or returning. So keep that in mind, whether it's a person or an individual, especially with what we have on the split ends, there could be things re-emerging in this time. So please take a screenshot of that, Gemini. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Let's get a good shuffle here and see what Gemini has in the shadows. Guides and Spirit team. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or whether it's something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. I know we got a few Geminis in there. Let's get it going. What do we have here in the shadows? The Geminis, thank you. Okay. So we do have the 10 of Wands, and this is an energy I've been seeing for a few different signs showing up this week. The 10 of Wands could be a little burdensome. It could be a little bit heavy. Now, for a portion of you, the fact that this is a shadow card, it could represent not just the physical body, physical health and well-being. You want to be very cognizant of that and take care of yourself physically here, whether it's being physically active or taking a rest if you're injured or anything like that. For a portion of you, this could represent literal areas like the neck, back, and spine. So some of you might be holding tension there. You might be holding energy there. You might need a good little rub down. But when I see the 10 of Wands, it's a little heavy. So watch out in this time. You might feel a little lethargic. Your energy might be up and down when this energy is here. And it is a little heavy. But the good thing about the 10 of Wands, even in the shadow side of it, is that it's an energy of determination. Like there's no quit in this energy whatsoever. So whatever it is you may or may not be going through, there's a nice forward movement, like can't stop, won't stop. So I really like that. And yeah, Gemini, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. And for the July subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's fire and air readings. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale, one of my favorite decks ever. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could time travel, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go into the future to meet your descendants? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.